Good morning, y'all. You clicked on one of my lives from Kick. Enjoy. Let's get into it. All right. Well, this lovely evening after a long day of work, you hardworking people out there know what I'm talking about. I'm going to come out, hang out, and chill with you guys for a bit. Ooh, he just put this out. It's only got 500. I am going to go ahead and click on that like button. Hayden Schreier, I enjoy Hayden's content quite a bit. He's kind of a goofy feller, and want to see so why you can't afford anything in 2025 by old Hayden Schreier down here. Let's get into her.
I know I'm not the only adult that sits in their car wondering how they're making the most money they've ever made in their entire life, and it still doesn't seem to be enough.
You're telling me there's an influencer
I don't feel that. I used to make really good money back in the day.
who's complaining about paying a mortgage when she used to make $350,000 a month?
The amount of 18 to 30-year-olds that I see on this app bitching about how unaffordable life is in 2025 is wild. There is a noticeable difference between people my age and people 18 to 30 now. All of these videos that I've seen, I've deduced it down to one thing.
Everything's getting more expensive, right? Groceries, rent, gas.
That's the truth. Went and picked up dinner for, last Saturday. I'm on that good old Hot Pocket diet. It's like $12 for a box. Lasts me quite a while, all right? That's generally what I eat at work. Come home, whatever the lovely lady makes, I will eat. But, I decided, last Saturday, I'm like, you know what? We're gonna eat good. And that was almost a mistake. Speaking of steak, I bought steak for the whole family and some salad, and that's it. It was $125. I'm like, I'm gonna stick to my hot pockets.
You name it. But here's the thing. It's not just inflation. It's us. Yes, people are struggling more than ever in 2025. And yeah, the cost of living is ridiculous. But somewhere along the way, we've normalized living way beyond our means. We've convinced ourselves that
I can agree with that. I myself am working on that. Trying to get some stuff paid off and get back in within my means, but sometimes stuff pops up and yeah, just got to grin and bear it and start working hard to make them payments.
every coffee run, every new car, every new cell phone, even every monthly subscription is a necessity, and it adds up really fast. The truth is, most of us are trapped in a cycle of spending money we don't really have just to keep up with a lifestyle that we don't actually need. For marketing that makes
That's the thing. I don't really spend a whole lot of money. I buy gas to go to work. Like I said, I buy Hot Pockets, and I pay bills and whatever the old lady needs and the kiddos. Besides that, I don't really, yeah.
you feel behind to convenience products designed to keep you buying, it's no accident that most people feel broke. Today, we're breaking down why everything feels unaffordable and how much of it is the world's fault versus our own spending habits. Anyways, let me know what you consider necessities down in the comments section below. I am really curious to see what you guys say. Otherwise, let's get right into today's episode.
I know I'm not the only adult that sits in their car wondering how they're making the most money they've ever made in their entire life, and it still doesn't seem to be enough. My rent is $2,000 a month, and I live in a townhouse.
Jesus.
My car note is $500.
$2,000 a month for a townhouse? Where the heck is she? Must be like California or New York or something, because my house payment ain't that.
$35 a month, and that's on the low end compared
Uh,
to what I see a lot of people pay. My car.
Well, here we are with the comparison game all the time. This is going to be a hard episode for me to get through and let the videos play out. But let's just stop right there. Honestly, $2,000 a month for a townhome is pretty reasonable. But
Where is $2,000 a month for a townhome reasonable? I want to know this. Hayden, where? Premature flex. Would you like many viewers? Let's make you popular. Nez Hana. What is up with this Nez Hana crap that's always popping up in chat? I don't do scam stuff, so I apologize. Let's see. Ban. All right, back to the video. Let's see.
$500+ car payment is insane, regardless of how you want to justify it. Stop comparing yourself to other people. It is going to be the downfall of why you can never get ahead financially.
I can agree with that.
Insurance is $370 between two vehicles. And every time
even Hayden's like, what in the hell?
I fucking turn around, that shit's going up, and they can't even tell you why, other than that the rates have increased. Fucking why?
Because the price of vehicles have increased. The amount of garbage that manufacturers are putting into vehicles, and a truck that used to be $35,000 20 years ago is now $90,000, and with the price of the vehicle, the value of the vehicle going up, and all the vehicles are getting way more expensive that are on the road now today, insurance has to be able to cover the cost of those vehicles, which means that yours and my insurance goes up.
And then you got some fucking orange man in office trying to convince you that your grocery bill has decreased, but I just went and spent $100 on fucking chips, bread, bananas, apples, some fucking muffins, and hamburger meat.
Did you need the chips and muffins? Just saying. This video is going to be freaking long.
Oh, don't forget the $10 eggs. My HOA just decided to charge me $100 because I left my garbage can sitting out in front of my house for.
She's paying $2,500 a month for a townhome, and she's having to pay HOA stuff? Or is she just talking about lot management?
A couple of days because I needed to let it dry after dumping it with bleach because there were maggots in there. You rent from these companies and they penny pinch you on every fucking thing that they can. We are being bullied into poverty by these corporations and billionaires. And we have somebody in office gaslighting us in our face, telling us, oh, no, you're not. I don't understand how the family.
No, he realizes that this is going on, and he's trying to fix it. He himself is a billionaire. Yes, he's worked very hard to get there. But he realizes it. He's mentioned BlackRock and what's the other company? I think it starts with a V. He's mentioned them before. And he's trying to figure out a way to make them stop. Pretty much. And see, that's the thing that kind of irritates me, is that everybody complains about Trump, but guess what? In little over 3 years, Trump's going to be gone. What's going to be your next complaint? You need to change something about your life, not worry about what the government can do for you.
Families that are living off $15 an hour, like, how are you doing it? How do you pay your rent? What do you do when your car breaks down? I don't know, dude. I'm just sitting here. I'm like, I'm blessed compared to a lot of people, and it's still fucking hard.
Buy a cheap toolkit from Harbor Freight and fix your own vehicle. Granted, sometimes you need more than that, but hey, Amazon is cheap and they can have it to you next day. Get some tools, fix your own stuff.
Yeah, see, interesting. She brought up a lot of very good points. And I see this time and time and time again from the hundreds of thousands of videos that I've watched so far, as well as real life experience. Real life talking with friends and family and colleagues and coworkers and friends of friends and acquaintances. I always hear it. I always see it, and I think of it in the back of my head because advice is best given when asked for. Otherwise, like nobody wants unsolicited advice. Nobody wants to be told what to do unless they ask for it. So, you know, I have you guys pinned here. You guys are selectively choosing to hear my advice, but here's the thing. Lifestyle creep is real, and her and a lot of other people have this problem and do not realize it. See, the issue is, and I see it all the time with friends.
And not only that, look how manicured her eyebrows are. She's complaining about all this money she's spending on food and all this stuff. How much do them eyebrows cost? Can somebody tell me how much would them eyebrows cost?
And family. The second they get a raise, they go out and spend more money. The second they get a promotion or a new job and they get more money than what they had before, they increase their lifestyle to essentially match the amount of money that they are making. And whoop, they're back to where they began with, or worse off. They have to start dabbling in debt. So she's here comparing, well, my car payment of $550 isn't that bad because Jenny down the block has an $800 car payment. So I don't see the issue. You gotta stop comparing your life to others. The consumerism will absolutely destroy you. And we are living in a time where consumerism, hyper-consumerism is at an all-time high. And it is getting worse and worse and worse. And it is very easy to get sucked into it. So my advice to her is you got to figure out what your luxuries and necessities are. And it's tough. If you're going to live in an HOA with a $2,000 a month rent, which honestly isn't that bad, but then pay $500 something for a car payment and then have, $350 car insurance, like we can try to find ways to reduce all of these costs. We can buy a used vehicle. There are used, safe, reliable cars out there. You don't need to get a new car.
Buy a Toyota. Just buy a Camry and be happy. All right. Buy like an early 2000s Camry. Might not be the flashiest thing in the world, but it gets good gas mileage and it's cheap to maintain.
Every 3 years. I promise you a 5, 10, 15-year-old car is just as reliable. And her point about groceries, that's an interesting one. Prices are definitely on the rise. I don't know if there's a direct...
I mean, shoot. Before I got my Mustang, I had a 2013. Yeah, it was a 2013 F-150. Truck had over 300,000 miles on it when I traded it for my Mustang. Okay? You got to get an older vehicle. It'd be all right. The new ones suck anyways. They are unreliable. The dealerships are just out to get you.
Correlation between...
I don't know if I'll ever get through this video.
Whoever's in office and the prices of things, like there was the bird flu and all this other things that caused prices to increase with eggs and stuff. And I think we're seeing eggs go back down. But, don't shop at expensive places. Don't buy name brand foods. I don't do that. Instead of shopping at Whole Foods or Publix, I shop at Aldi's and Costco and I buy Kirkland brand. Name brand, and then I buy them in bulk, and I inevitably save money. Anywho, I wanted to read a couple of comments that you guys had left on previous videos on the channel, and this one's an interesting one. And if you want to get featured or shouted out in the next episode, definitely make sure to drop a comment down below. And that reminds me, I did just recently open up memberships on the channel, so if you guys want to speedline that process, you can do so by joining the memberships. It's super cheap. Originally, I thought about making a P.O. box, and I just thought it would be too difficult for people that are out of the country and stuff to send letters to me. So I figured this is the easiest way. It's 2025. So now for like 99 cents, I can reply to your comments. I can see who actually wants their comments heard or wants to be shouted out. So definitely make sure to check that out. Yet malls are packed, airports are packed, restaurants are packed, and Disney is packed. Stop spending money or these companies will keep driving up prices. So this is interesting too. People keep complaining about corporate greed, which is certainly there. I am not in any way saying that that does not exist. It does, and it's horrible. But it's also like people regardless of the cost of living being insane, people are still traveling, shopping. Airports are packed through the roof. I just went to Disney a couple of weeks ago, and it was like bumper to bumper, shoulder to shoulder. So even with, the cost of living being more expensive, people are still blowing their money to go do stuff they want to do. Regardless, luxuries, not necessities. And more than likely, it's all credit card debt. People won't stop until it's too late. Then they'll make some.
I don't even have credit cards. The way I see it, if I don't have the money, I'm not spending it. Which sucks sometimes. Because there's a lot of stuff I want. I got a lot of cars that need built.
Sob story videos in their cars crying about their life and admitting the fact that they ran up credit card debt on garbage instead of saving, learning, and investing.
Outside really costs $100 minimum. It's crazy. I leave my house and money just starts evaporating.
Seriously.
I didn't plan to spend anything. I just wanted to get fresh air, maybe touch grass. And now I'm $14 deep in iced latte and contemplating $38 hummus.
$14 on an iced latte.
Every social event is a financial ambush now. Let's grab drinks. It sounds cute until you realize that's code for $17 cocktails, $6 sharing fees, and $42 in emotional regret. Even the free plans cost money now. A walk, yeah, cool, until you pass a store and suddenly you need a candle that smells like Scandinavian pine and validation. I don't know. Then someone's like, let's just Uber there. Okay, $28 one way. Should we split an appetizer? Yeah, that's another $18 for 3 decorative bites and a leaf. And at this point, staying in isn't boring. It's a financial strategy.
It is
I
a
don't even go out
financial
anymore.
strategy.
I budget.
Yeah, I don't go out anymore either. I literally go to work and I come home. Every once in a while, I'll go out to the mountains and do some pew-pews, but that's about it.
For the idea of going out. Then I cancel and reward myself with takeout, which still somehow costs $40.
Staying inside is a financial strategy. That's the top comment, and that's pretty smart. Honestly, at this point, I'm so glad that I work from home because my bills are much smaller, aside from water going up and electric going up and stuff like that. But yeah, it's true. God forbid you don't eat before you go to the grocery store.
Hayden, I don't want to hear about your electric bill. You said $2,000 for a townhome isn't very bad. You must be in like California or something. Try coming up to the mountains. The electric bill? Shoot. My electric bill, so summertime, my electric bill is usually sitting around like $250 to like $350, right? I mean, I got kids and everybody likes to leave lights on and crap. Wintertime hits, January and February, up here in the mountains, I'm seeing $1,800 for an electric bill. And obviously gas is tied into that too, but yeah, December, January, February, sometimes March, I'm over $1,000 for an electric bill. It is ridiculous.
Hundreds of dollars more on things I did not need because I'm hungry and I just buy them. So yeah, there's certainly strategies here that we can try to figure out. Yeah, going out for drinks is always going to cost you money. That's a given. It's always been like that. But what you could do is start prioritizing free hobbies, free habits. Go for a bike ride. I don't know, go for a walk. Go, hiking. There's lots of things that you could certainly do that are free. Go play ball in the park. I don't know. But if you can find certain hobbies instead of like going out for brunch every single week, you will save a significant amount of money. But I get it because we are a product of our environment. And if our friends that we're hanging out with don't care about the same financial independence that you do, it's going to be very hard to go out with them. I see it time and time again when I go out with certain friends and family, and let's say I order less or somebody else I know is trying to
stop. There you go. So, luckily the people that I actually like do hang out with, or that I actually go out and do stuff when I actually feel like it, It's usually car related. So we usually just kind of meet up somewhere, hang out. Sometimes, go Buffalo Wild Wings or enter into a car show. It's going to cost you like 10, $15. You probably spend $20 on 50-50 tickets. But besides that, I mean, I really don't spend money. If I go hang out with somebody, like I said, it's usually car related, and the only thing I'm doing is wasting fuel. So, I mean, it costs $33 to fill this thing up. I really don't care.
To save and budget, but majority of the other people that we're with aren't. They kind of look at them odd for wanting to save, wanting to split a meal, not wanting to purchase drinks and just ordering water. It's a very consumeristic world that we live in. And it's sad that you will get judged for being the odd one out when you're trying to better yourself by saving and investing. People think it's weird to do that.
The amount of 18 to 30-year-olds that I see on this app bitching about how unaffordable life is in 2025 is wild to me. And I'm no boomer, I'm 42, but I will tell you there is a noticeable difference between people my age and people 18 to 30 now. And in all of these videos that I've seen, I've deduced it down to one thing. It's an I shouldn't have to mentality. Just this morning, I watched a TikTok of a guy that looked like he was 25 years old, bitching about how unaffordable life was while sitting in the front seat of his car, that he then explained in his rant that was costing him $850 per month. He then went on to explain...
Wow.
There is no way I'm spending $800 a month on a vehicle. I complained... I pay it's like $300. No, that's the other one. I pay $253 a month for my Mustang. Okay, it's a Mustang GT. It's kind of it's got a glass roof. It's fully loaded. It's a 2011 manual, $253 a month. You will not catch me dead paying $800 for a vehicle.
In his rant to boomers that he shouldn't have to work harder or more in order to drive a car that was safe and reliable.
Oh my gosh.
For reference, I'm sitting here in my 2023 Chevy Silverado with 25,000 miles on it after working 16 more years than this guy. And my truck payment is right around $850. Guy.
Which still isn't good. At that point, you should know better at 40-something years old with having 2 decades of work experience under your belt, not to pay $850 a month.
No, it's not worth it, especially for a 23 Chevy. They are blowing up left and right. He said he's got 25,000 miles on that Chevy. I'll give it another 5,000 miles. It'll be in the shop needing an engine.
For a car payment. And that's not even including interest and maintenance and gas on a truck. You're talking about over $1,000+ a month just to get you from A to B. It's mad. That's the only thing I disagree with what he's saying.
And not only that, but you also got to think, you're paying $850 a month for the truck. You're going to be paying $200 for insurance on that truck at the very minimum. So you're over $1,000 for something that I guarantee this guy ain't working out of his truck. Okay, I'd pay $1,000 for a truck that I was using that was making me money. But if I ain't making money with it, I am paying $1,000 a month for it.
You do not need an $850 a month car.
Neither
I'm
do
telling
you.
you. That is the difference. It's the I shouldn't have to mentality. I was that guy's age. I had a 1-bedroom apartment. And yes, I know 1-bedroom apartments don't cost the same now as they did when I was his age. Shit is more expensive. I get it. But I also worked not 1, but 2 jobs. I didn't have an $850 a month car. I survived on Jack's Pizzas and Ramen fucking noodles. While this guy's working maybe one job because he shouldn't have to work more than that. Probably eating out and getting DoorDash multiple times a week because he shouldn't have to eat like shit. Blah, blah, blah. It's all the same. What it comes down to is there's a shitload of people who think that they shouldn't have to live within their means to survive. They truly believe that they just deserve to have shit that they can't afford. Basic necessities to live a comfortable life now are $850 a month cars, apartments with stainless steel.
Again, it doesn't need to be $850 a month. I got a 77 Ford that I drive to work every once in a while. I think I'm $1,500 into that truck, including buying it. Okay, I did just buy tires for it, so now I'm like $4,000 into the truck. But still, $4,000. It's paid off. I ain't got to pay nothing for it. My Mustang, $253. I get 23 miles to the gallon driving back and forth to work. Great car. You don't need an $800 or $1,000. I've seen car pay $1,800 car payments. People.
Appliances and quartz fucking countertops and 24-hour deliverable food. Y'all are soft. I'm not going to tell you you need to work harder or more, but if you're not going to work harder or more, at least try to live within your means or learn how to budget. Or coming on TikTok and ranting about how unaffordable shit is from your brand new freaking car.
See, he brings up a lot of interesting points, and he says, you got to try to live within your means. And I think living within your means gets you to live paycheck to paycheck. What you really want to do is live below your means, because then you can save and invest. Living above your means gets you broke and in tremendous amounts of credit card, car payment, and just consumer debt. So there are differences here. I don't like how he also has an $850 car payment, because he also has that entitledness too, essentially saying, well, I worked 16 plus years. Now I deserve to have an $850 car payment because I'm older. I can get it. That's no way to get ahead too. But to each their own. Everybody has different goals. If his main goal is to, not do much and have a massive car payment and have a large truck.
I agree with Hayden on that. Also, so where I can I agree with Hayden to the point that you need to live below your means. You don't want to live within your means. That's the predicament I'm in right now. I'm trying to get below my means. I'm trying to get everything paid to where I want all my bills and all my payments, literally half of my income, and the other half I'm just going to start stacking straight into the bank. But at the same time, this guy here that I am currently blocking, he might have an $850 a month truck payment, right? He also might be making $5,000 a month, $6,000 a month, $7,000 a month. Hey, if you're making $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 a month, hell yeah, brother. Get you $1,000 a month payment. $1,000 a month ain't gonna touch you, as long as you're living right. But you got these people out here that are barely making $3,000 a month that are trying to buy a brand new car. No, don't do that. Buy a mid-90s Honda Civic. Okay? It'll get you back and forth, gets good gas mileage, beat her with a heater. That's what you need.
So be it. But if somebody wants to be financially free and independent, I don't recommend that. Pay cash for it. If you need to go out and borrow money to purchase something, that means you can't afford it, which is not good, regardless of the interest rate. 0%, 2%, 3%, 10%. It doesn't matter. Now, one thing that I have noticed that is different now than when it was when he was younger is he didn't have social media growing up. We do. And we also have things called instant gratification, where we can see something we like online and it's on our doorstep either the same day or within 2 days, which is insane. Not only that, we can compare ourselves to pretty much everyone across the country or in the world, not just who we're going to high school with. So we're seeing influencers and micro-influencers and celebrities now posting their bougie lifestyle, and we feel like we deserve it too. I get it. I get it, especially as a consumer. You don't know any better. The world we live in, pretty much within the United States, the way it's run, the way businesses are run, is to promote consumerism and get you spending as much money as possible. This is a problem if you're trying to get ahead, but when you grow up in it and nobody tells you otherwise, it's a very easy path to fall into because it's been set up like that. It's been set up for you to walk it. The thing I've noticed is
one thing I will say is that I think I am very blessed to grow up in the time that I have been. Basically, I grew up in the time where, you know, there was still, if you wanted to know what your friends were doing, you hopped on your bicycle, you rode 7-8 blocks to their house, you knocked on their door, then you looked over and realized, hey, their mom's car's gone. Look in the window, hey, they're not here. Well, let's go see what our other friends doing. You know, we didn't have social media. Rugrats, the original, Ren and Stimpy, all that stuff. That was all on TV back in the day. I mean, shit. My mom pretty much leave me home all day by myself, 6, 7, 8. It's like, hey, I'm locking the door. Don't answer it. Gotcha, Mom. I gotcha. You know, walked everywhere, actually physically, face-to-face talked to people. I do remember I think Windows 7. I think it was Windows 7. Yeah, that was fun. I remember dial-up internet. I still have an AOL email that I haven't even looked at in years. It's probably just full of spam. And then, you know, after the early 2000s, you know, the internet craze, the more like social side of stuff. I remember MySpace. I had a MySpace. MySpace was awesome because you could customize it. You could do whatever you want. They didn't care. And then I remember when Facebook came out and everybody was like, you know, Facebook sucks because it's only for college students, which, you know, I was one of them people too. And now everybody has a Facebook. YouTube. I was a junior in high school when YouTube came out. All right. So being able to grow up pretty much from back when MTV actually had music on the television and coming up through when the internet started becoming a big thing into the social media side and then seeing how everything's progressed and grown, I honestly do feel blessed. I myself, you know, obviously I'm getting a little late into it and I probably won't go anywhere with it, but I am happy to be here in the time that I am. There's a lot of stuff that I'm not happy about that goes on in our time, but I'm definitely happy that I'm around to see it and to see how the things have changed. I mean, you got to think in the last 30 years, there has been more growth than probably 50 years prior to that. And it's insane. Surely is. Let me get back to Hayden. I'm never finishing this video.
people don't look at the prices of stuff. They just buy what they want, then complain about how much it costs. Look, if I think it's too expensive, I don't buy it before I pay for it. Easy. See, that's the thing. People just don't have financial education. They don't understand how credit cards work, how purchasing things work, how saving is supposed to work, because nothing in our society teaches that. All it teaches us what to do is to just spend our money and to show our personality through the things that we purchase and the things that we wear. That's how we're supposed to show our identity to the world, which is not how it is in other countries. And I don't think a lot of people realize that. Save up $100,000 for a down payment on a house. What a time to be alive. Yeah, I mentioned this in a previous video, and some people were just shocked at that. But I don't think it's that unreasonable. If somebody's making $60K a year, after taxes, you're at 40. Let's say after all your expenses, you're at 30. I don't know. You just save $10K a year, which isn't that difficult. it would take you 10 years. And that's being one person, single. Imagine if you had 2 incomes, you could save it up twice as fast. Work harder for less and don't complain because it does nothing. What kind of message is that? Maybe we should keep complaining and put pressure on companies to prioritize the consumer and not sole profit. They are prioritizing the consumer. That's the problem. Right? This video went in an entirely different direction than I was expecting. Came across like blaming people for these companies' greed instead of blaming the companies. It's a very interesting cycle we live in. Somebody says, agreed. It's sounding like pull up your bootstraps and work harder, boomer type shit. Yeah, I made a video on the cost of living and how everything is becoming unaffordable and very expensive. And I guess people weren't too fond of my answer in regards to me saying like complaining is not going to do anything, at least not in our lifetime. And somebody commented pretty much explaining what I was trying to say. And they said it's more like stop spending money on frivolous things and invest and save, even if it's a little amount per month, or don't have kids at an age where you will for sure struggle. Got to learn to grow with the times. It's not 1950 and never will be. Like things are different.
I honestly believe that you should have children early 20s. You know, you can go to college. That's great. Have kids when you get out of college. Get your career figured out. Have kids after you go to college. And the only reason I say that is because you're still growing. You're still trying to figure things out, which actually kind of helps when you're raising your children, because as they're struggling and figuring things out, you're able to kind of mold with them and learn with them, because nobody tells you how to be a parent. Your parents don't tell you how to be a parent, right? So you got to just kind of figure it out. Well, my issue is that if you're, let's say, late 30s, early 40s, you're pretty much set in your ways. And not only that, okay, so let me finish that thought. So late 30s, early 40s, you manage to have kid or kids. You're set in your ways. You're not gonna have the time. You're not going to be able to make the time the same as if you have the kids in your 20s. And then not only that, but by the time your kid is like college age, is old enough to actually be able to go out and you guys can do stuff as adults, you're going to be in your 60s. Okay? You have a kid at 22, you're going to be mid 40s at the least, and that's not that old. You're still pretty young. If you take care of yourself, early 40s ain't shit. So, I mean, and then not only that, but the kids are grown. They're out of the house, mid 40s. Guess what? Your kids go on, say they have a grandkid, you're like mid to late 40s, you still have a lot of energy. You are still able to get up and do stuff and move around and do things. And guess what? If you're lucky enough and you're still around, mid 60s, you're going to be great grandparents. 60, you're getting up there, you're going to be feeling some stuff, but you're still going to be able to do some things. It's all about the actual family value. I mean, if you have a kid in your early 40s, say that your kid grows up, I mean, yeah, you're like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to be a grandpa finally. I'm 72 years old and I'm going to be a grandpa." You know what I mean? You ain't going to want that. Have kids early. Have fun with it. Worry about making money. Obviously, you want to work. You want to get experience in. You want to make some money. Worry about building a career while your kids are growing. And then guess what? In your 40s, you're going to have enough energy to just launch if you're not already in a career that you like. But your kids are out of the house, you're going to be able to push harder. I'm going to tell you, I mean, it's kids when you're young is fun. Do it when you're young. Don't wait till you're 40. Just, I don't know why I went on this rant. Let's get through this
Here.
video.
So it's either you got to sit and complain and nothing's going to happen to you while others find a way to make it work, or you get up and you figure it out, which is all I am trying to say. It's not going to get any easier. Nobody's, unfortunately, in today's day and age, going to come and save you. So you have to find creative ways to work hard.
You want to know how bad inflation is? Walmart got you paying $7 for nothing.
Late-stage capitalism is just a fancy word for not capitalism. It's used to describe how a capitalist society declines over time as companies gain power over the government, control the markets, and ruin the economy. Then the label of late-stage capitalism is put on it to say that capitalism was bad, and this is what happens when you put a capitalist system in place. This is stupid. Do you blame a diet for bad health when you stop eating the diet? If you don't, then stop blaming free market economics for an unhealthy economy when big businesses control legislation so that there is no free market. Yes, corporations have too much influence over government policy.
Yeah, I agree.
Boomers want to know what it's like being young in 2025? Here it is. I just got off an 8-hour shift at work where I make double minimum wage in my state. I hop in my car, check my banking app. Cool, I've got $50 to last me till next week. Then I remember, shit, I have to run to Walmart because the wire in my bra snapped. I don't have underwear because it keeps going.
I mean, you got the nose ring. You might be a feminist. Just don't wear the bra. Simple.
Missing, my eyelash curler broke, and I have no food. I bought 4 things. 4 fucking things, and it came out to $40! I'm living off granola bars. But I hopped my depressed ass back in
This girl's worried about an eyelash curler, and she doesn't know what a freaking toothbrush is.
my car, and I look at my banking app again. Oh, cool, I've got $10 now to last me till next week. I try to drive, but my car keeps misfiring. I can't afford to fix that.
Yeah, you can. Go to the parts store, fix it yourself.
So I keep on parking, turning off my car, turning it back on until it decides to act right. 30 minutes later, I'm finally heading home to my 4 roommates. I pay $8.50 a month.
I've got 4 roommates as well.
Now give him that's everything included. But $8.50 a month with 4 roommates! Remember back in the good old days when a man could afford to feed, raise, house his family on minimum wage? And he had a second family on the side who he also housed, fed, and raised. You know what I say to all
What, 1950s? That was 75 years ago, lady.
that? Fuck you! You guys had it so fucking easy and then you destroyed everything behind you. Fuck you!
Who does that? That's how we flick people off in 2025. I think she's a bit delusional. I don't know when
She's a lot of delulu, Hayden.
when men were able to live off minimum wage and pay for a family of 4, house them, feed them, and everything else. And
I mean, in all fairness, she used to be able to buy a house out of a Sears catalog for like $9,000, and they delivered it. You just had to put it together.
a family on the side? Very interesting. I like one of these comments. It goes, septum ring theory. I'm very curious to what they think about that. Jency is...
That is the lecture that I just watched from Professor Zhang. He uploads all of his lectures on YouTube. I definitely check him out. But this is something that I was definitely confronted with being offline for 4 years and then coming back on TikTok, was how shocking the overconsumption and overconsumerism was. Definitely met with the face of late stage capitalism in a very frightening way. But he was saying that after World War II, all countries incorporated some tenets of Marxism, whether they coined it as communism or socialism. What they did was prioritize the worker. Because there's no point in prioritizing money. Like, money just begets more money. But focusing on the workers produce more value. They are productive. So they created a society that focused on the worker, providing jobs that would take care of them for their life, unions, like good benefits, and eventually that creates a more egalitarian society. So who doesn't like that? The elites. Because what do the elites want? They want more power. They want difference. So in the 80s, the elites then created focus on the consumer rather than the worker. So what does an economy and an ideology that focuses on the consumer consumer promise you, rather than a good job that will take care of you and provide you health benefits and a good life and a good way to take care of your family. It focuses on affordable goods and a variety of goods to buy. By focusing on consumer goods, you kind of create a keeping up with the Joneses society. You create competition, and then you're no longer a union of workers or a community of people. You individualize each person because you want difference, and through goods you're able to create tangible difference. When he says it's the perfection of slavery, it's like we're now slaves to the hamster wheel of working so that we can buy more things.
How many cuts is this girl gonna have in her freaking rant? I can't do that. All right, Hayden, I gotta see one. I gotta go to the bathroom. Let's hop to the end here. Sorry, bud.
A mortgage when she used to make $350,000 a month.
Oh my gosh.
That's more than doctors.
Yeah, it's a lot more.
I'm sorry. I can't feel bad. Girl, financial literacy. Like, I get, like, kind of being dumb with your money, but that dumb? Do you have anything to add? Don't be dumb with your money. Sell your toe beans. Please. Help a girl out.
That's not just a little bit more than a doctor's salary. That's like his entire yearly salary she made in a month. And what does that tell you? Lifestyle creep, like we said it before and we'll say it again, is at this point, no matter how much money you give most people, they're going to find a way to spend it all. They're every time they get a raise, they're going to match their lifestyle to it, and they're going to be right where they started, paycheck to paycheck or broke. There are people that make $150,000 a year, $300,000 a year that live paycheck to paycheck. And then there are people that make $40K a year and somehow manage to save $10,000 a year. And it all comes down to consumerism, which is what we're talking about. So yes, life is unaffordable. Yes, things are becoming more expensive than what they once were. But we are also at the same time seeing a huge push towards consumerism, which is what I think is the main issue here. Because inflation and the cost of living, it's gone up, but it isn't like that insane. You know what I'm saying? Like that crazy. But what has is consumerism.
Well, yeah, I can say that.
And the need to, show off our identity through the things that we buy. And that's the problem. Anywho, that's going to be it for today's episode. Hopefully it didn't run that long, but if you guys have anything to add, feel free to let me know down in the comments. Definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications. And if you haven't seen the previous video on how life is becoming too expensive, then definitely make sure to check it out right after this. Peace.
Hayden's video definitely didn't run too long, but I could tell you mine did. So what I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead and end that video right there. I have to pee. For the one person that's actually watching me on Kick right now, I will be right back. Hey, y'all. I see you made it to the end of the video. Remember, leave a like, share, comment. Throw me a little bit of a subscribe down at that bottom down there. And just remember, I'm trying to do live streams every night on Kick, so go ahead over to Kick, throw me a follow, and hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any suggestions on something you want me to react to, something you want me to comment on, throw it down in the comments below. Thank you for watching the video. Follow me on YouTube. Follow me on Kick. I love you all. We'll catch you in the next one.